Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshvabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. Hare Krishna. So I welcome all of you for today's Bhakti Vedanta discussions. Okay, so we were in the 12th chapter of the 11th canto. So we'll be continuing our discussion from second sloka onwards. So 11th canto, 12th chapter. First and second are over. So from 3rd to 6th. So in this chapter we were discussing majorly the glory of the Satsanga, Sadhu Sangha. So compared to other sadhanas, Sadhu Sangha is completely independent and it can give the highest result. But other sadhanas are completely dependent on other, and also they are vebhicharani, phala vebhicharani. They are not going to give result all the time. Okay, so we'll be continuing from 3rd sloka onwards, 3rd to 6th. We will be reading now. Satsange nahi daiteya yatu dhana mrugah kagaha gandharvapsaraso nagaha siddhascharana guhyakaha vidyadhara manusheshu vaishya shudra striyontyjaha rajastamah prakrutayah tasmin yuge yuge bahavo matpadam praptas twashtra kayadavadaya Purushaparva balirbano mayaschata vibhishana sugrivo hanuman riksho gajo grudho vanikpatah vyada kubja vraje gopyo yajnapatnayastatha pare. So translation. In every yuga, many living entities entangled in the mode of passion and ignorance gain the association of my devotees. Thus, such living entities as the Daityas, Rakshasas, birds, beasts, Gandharvas, Apsaras, Nagas, Siddhas, Charanas, Guhyakas, and Vidyadharas, as well as such lower class human beings as the Vaishya, Shudra, women, and others, were able to achieve my supreme abode. Vritrasura, Prahlad Maharaj, and others like them also achieved my abode by association with my devotees, as did personalities such as Shaparva, Bali Maharaj, Banasur, Maya, Vibhishana, Sugriva, Hanuman, Jambavan, Gajendra, Jatayu, Tuladhara, Dharmavyada, Kubja, the gopis in the Vrindavan, and the wives of the Brahmanas who are performing sacrifices. So all these, so the glory of the association with the devotees is explained. So in the first and second slokas, it is explained that so the satsanga is such a sadhana which cannot be replaced by any other sadhanas. All other sadhanas So they cannot give the result the way the satsanga gives. Now we are giving the examples for this satsanga. So there are so many devotees, but who are born in the different modes, like in the mode of passion and ignorance, but still they got the Satprem Prabhu. Please put off your mic. Off your mic. Satprem Prabhu. Yes. Okay. So all these entities, they took birth in the lower modes, but still by the association only they got the devotion and they became successful devotees. So these are the examples we have seen. So we can see in the Acharya's commentary, Srila Veju Goswami was giving the which devotee when he got this association, that is clearly explained here by him. So it's a Bhakti Sandarbha also we can get in this 240th Anucheda. Yeah, yeah. Now we can see here. I am also reading this time. So first of all, who is that devotee? Daityas. 1 second. Vrutrasya satsangaha. Vrutrasya, first we are taking Prashtra Ityadi. Vrutrasya satsangaha, Prag Germany. Vrutrasya, when he got this association, who is Vrutrasya in his previous life? Chitraketu, who got the whose association? Angiras association. Chitraketu got the Angiras association. So that's why he became devotee. And also he got the association of Sankarshan. Bhagavan association also, lots of associations he got. So Prasiddha. Next, Kayadu Putra, that's Prahlad Maharaj. Whose association he got? Daitya Garbhe. When? In the womb of the mother. So Kayadu, so he got the association of the Narada. He got the Bhava Bhakti. So next, Adi Shabda Gruhitan Purvakta Jati Prakarvena Kadachi. That means these are all. Vrutrasri is also in the Asura family, who are in the passion and ignorance. And also Prahlad Maharaj also took birth in the Asura family, but still by the association they became the exalted devotees. That's a devotion is not dependent on the modes. Satsanga is completely transcendental. It is beyond the modes. So anyone is getting the association. So, but still, if he is in the any kind of modes, but those modes are not going to detrimental to the progress in the devotion. They are not at all detrimental. Okay. Next, Vrushaparvaha, Danavaha. I am he, Jata Matru Pari. After taking birth immediately, Matru Paritaktaha, mother left them. So Muni Palitaha, they were taken care by the Muni. So Vishnu Bhaktoho Babu, they became Vishnu Bhaktaha. Iti Puranantar Prasiddhi. So it's in some other Puranas it is seen. Who are that? Yatudanaha. Yatudanaha, their mother so left at the childhood, giving birth immediately she left, and they were taken care by the Muni, and they became Vishnu Bhaktas. Like this we can study from the Purana. It is given, you see. So Daiteyaha, Yatudanaha, Mrugaha, Kagaha, Gandharva, Apsara, Kragaha, all these got the association of the devotees, and they became the great devotees when they got the association. So that is we are discussing here from this book, from the commentary. Okay, next Bali Maharaj. So Bali Maharaj got the association of Prahlad Maharaj, Sri Prahlad Sangha. Very good. And also Lord's association also he got. Who? Vamana Dev. Vamana. Then after that Bhakti Bhaktyudvodha Udbodha Darshanat. So next. Once again, so next Banasur. He got the association of Lord Shiva and Bali. Yeah. So he got association by that. He also became the great devotee. Next. So Asya Bhaja Kartanantaram Bhuja Kartananantaram Jata Vishnu Mahimno Mahabhagavata Mahesha Praptireva. So Swa Praptir Itichate. Okay, that is okay. So next Maidanava. Maidanava got the Maidanava Asya. Huh? Pandavas association they got, and also Krishna's association. Ante that Prasigreha, Vibhishan, Hanuman and Ram, both. Next, Sugriv. Sugriv got the association of Rikshasya. Riksha and Riksha is a devotee. So, and also Bhagavan's Lord's association. Next, Gajendra. Gajendra got the association of Hari Gajendra, previous life, who? Indradimna Maharaj. He got the association. Some Purva Janmani Satsangaha, Uttara Janmante Bhagavad Sangha. In the previous life, he got this some association of devotees. So, Gajendra, not Garuda. He got the association of, I don't know, some sadhus. But in the Gajendra's ending life, in end of his life, he got the association of Bhagavan. So next to Grudra, Garuda. So Grudrasya Sri Garuda Dasaradi Sangaha, Sri Sita Darshanam, Sri Bhagavad Darshanam. Grudra is the what? He is a Geet. That's is in the Ramayana he comes. He got the association of Hana? Jataina. Grudra means he got the association. He got the association of Garuda, Dasharada, and also Sita. He got the darshan of the Sita, and also he got the darshan of the Lord. See in that sloka, you have to follow sloka and here. Mugaha, Kagaha, Mrugaha, Kagaha. That means some birds, and even birds became devotees. Even the animals became devotees. Even the asuras became devotees. Even the rakshasas became devotees. Even the daityas became the devotees. So when they got the association, so that and they became devotee, that we are discussing. Here birds are over. Next, Gandharvaha. Gandharvadin to Gandharvadin stvanati prasiddhatvena Anudahritya Manusheshu. Okay. Manusheshu Vaishadin Udahahriti Vanikpata iti. Asya Mahabharate Jajili Muni Garva Prasange Prokta Mahimnaha Satsangaha Anveshaniya. So you can see that means there is a story in the Mahabharata, Jajili Muni Garva Prasanga. So that is Jajili Muni's Garva. In that Satsanga's glorification is done. Next, Dharma Vyadaha Surudraha Antijopi Atra Adivaraha Katayam Kvachit Prachine Kaliyuge. So Vasunamna Vaishnavena Ragna Pragjanmani Mrugabhrantya Nihataha Brahmana Brahmarakshasta Praptasya. Okay, these are all different stories for these different devotees. So when they got the association of different people is given. Okay. Next sloka, 7th sloka. Tenadita Sruti Gana Nopasita Mahattamaha Avratatas. What is that? Avratatas. Avratata Tapasaha Matsangat Mamupagataha. So the person I have mentioned didn't undergo serious studies of the Vedic literature, nor did they worship greatly saintly persons, nor did they execute severe vows or austerities. Simply by association with me and my devotees, they achieved me. All these, just they didn't do any Naditaha, that means they didn't study any Vedas, no. So that means Upasitaha, that means they didn't do the great. So worship also they didn't do. So then Avrataha, they didn't do any vratas, they didn't do any austerities, but still, just by the association of me and my devotees, enough. Okay. So association of the devotees is a prominent, is a highest limb. If there is no association, finish our bhakti. In the association, you can easily cross over this material world. पूर्ववद् अध्ययनादिकं भगवत् प्रीणनमेव ग्राह्यम् अत्र एकेषां वृत्रादीनां प्राग्जन्मादौ साधनान्तरं यत् तदपि सत्संगानुषंगिक सिद्धम् इत्यभिप्रेत्य सत्संगस्यैव तत्फलम् उक्तम्. Even Vritrasura in the previous life as a Chitraketu Maharaj, he did the lot of so different kinds of the sadhanas, upasanas he did, but still those are also possible because of what? Satsanga only. That is a result, side product of the satsanga only. Ultimately, satsanga is only the main thing. So which made their life into the devotion. Dharma vyadadinam tu kevalaseva tasyeva iti gneyam matsanga तस्य इति ज्ञेय मत्संग शब्देन अत्र मम संगः मयादीनां च संगः इत्यभिध्याप्यते. So matsanga in this sloka, my association means so association of me and also association of the devotees. This is enough to get the one to go back to the Godhead. So such. So sadhu sangha is only the is only the mean to become. So get the samukyam. What kind of samukyam? Ananya bhakti samukyam. So one will get because of sadhu sangha only. There is no other means. Who is saying like this? No. Who said sadhu sangha is only the mean? In Bhakti Sandarbha it came 10th canto 50. What is that? What is that? King Ruga? Huh? Ruga, na? No. That he fought with the devatas and he went to the slept. Muchukunda. What is this chapter name? 50th. Wow. 1050 10th canto 51st chapter and भवापवर्गो भ्रमतो यदा भवे जनस्य तर्ह्यच्युत सत्समागम सत्संगमो यर्हि तदैव सद्गतो परावरेशे त्वयि जाते मयि त्वयि जायते मतिहि. So Muchukunda is saying, if anyone is going to cease, if anyone's material bondage is going to be seized, so what he will be going to get? He will be going to get the association. Yeah. So Atishayokti, that is a Chaturthi Alankara, but it is an expression. It's some kind of the poetical way of saying. But that means whenever who get the association of the devotees, then they will be getting the seizing. Their material bondage will be seized. So this is the point. So next, what he is saying, Satsangamo yirhi tadaiva tad eva sadgatau paravaresh. Satsanga eva. That means association of the devotees is only the solution to go back to the Godhead. Sadgatau, that means to get the highest perfection. Satsanga is only. So Muchukunda is saying the same thing is Krishna is also saying. So the association of the devotees. So after getting the association of devotees, one will be getting the association of the Lord also. So association of the devotee is only the mean. So this Jivatma to turn or to learn or to turn towards the Lord. There is no other mean. So can make the Jivatma from the beginningless. So Jivatma is full of ignorance. That is completely absence. There is an absence of the Paratattva Gnanam. Yes? That phenomena is you are remembering, all of you? The steps? Muniji, you remember? Baapre. अनादिकाला जीवात्मा है. यू रिमेम्बर? कितना बार बोला मैं, है ना? From the beginning, like जीवात्मा is having the absence of the paratattva gnanam. So then after, huh? You remember? Tell. कैसे एक्सप्लेन करेंगे यदि आप नहीं रिमेम्बर करते तो? अरे वो सब तो आप लोग प्रचारक हैं, आपको तो याद रहना चाहिए. नहीं नहीं, वो लोग सुनेंगे ना, क्लास एब्सेंट होता है, उन लोगों को डिस्कनेक्ट लगता है, बुरा लगता है ना उन लोगों को। हाँ। एक बार आप ऑनलाइन में जाओ तब आपको समझ में आएगा। हाँ। वाह, चलो उनको आनंद आने दीजिए। धृतराष्ट्र is-
Hare Krishna.
हाँ,
So,
हाँ,
first, when Jivatma
हाँ,
away from Krishna,
हाँ।
so
When नहीं, from the beginningless,
okay,
अनादिकाला, then
okay. From the Anadikala,
हाँ,
Jivatma away from Krishna.
हाँ.
So
What it mean away from Krishna means?
means Krishna Bimugata.
Means Jivatma is not having the knowledge about the Paratattvam.
Okay. So Jivatma not have that absolute truth knowledge, Param
Yes.
Tattva Jnana.
Yes.
Then he come to contact with the Maya.
No.
He comes
Maya will
captured by
Maya
Maya,
captures him.
and Maya capture him, and after that
Uh,
he lost Param Tattva Jnana.
no. अरे अरे यही नहीं थी तो कहाँ लास्ट करेंगे?
Okay, after that he come in context of modes, 3 modes.
नहीं.
Maya,
मदर मम्मी बोल रही है अभी देखिए. Yes.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavad
Take it.
Pranam. Prabhuji, Jiva since time immemorial, not having the
Time immemorial is better to use the beginningless instead of time immemorial. Better. Anadi means no beginning.
From beginningless, not having the Paratattva Jnana, then Maya covered the Jiva Swarupa with Avidya, which is the product of Maya's energy.
Yes.
And Maya, by using the Pradhana, she is giving the Jivatma with gross and subtle bodies. And
by using Pradhana, it is giving the gross and subtle bodies to that Jivatma. First of all, Maya, by using its product, that is Avidya, it is covering the Jivat's Swarupa Gnanam. That means, what it means? Jivatma is not able to know now itself as I am soul, I am pure. So that kind of knowledge is lost now because of the Avidya component of the Maya. Avidya component of the Maya is covering the Jivatma's Swarupa Gnanam. What is Swarupa Gnanam means? Who am I? That he lost now. Next, after that, so by using the Maya, same Maya, by using its another component, what is that? Pradhana. By using that, it is going to give the body, subtle and gross bodies.
Gross bodies. And the Jiva thinking himself as the subtle and gross bodies. Through the subtle bodies, their vrittis are formed, which claims himself as this doer and
okay, after getting the body, now Jivatma is thinking that, identifying itself wrongly. That means, it is identifying itself as body. I am Indian, I am this, I am that, I am this. So like that. So Jivatma is now getting the Viparita Gnanam. So in contact with these subtle and gross bodies, so Jivatma is getting what? So is the Viparita Gnanam, opposite knowledge. Then after that, so because of being in contact with the subtle and gross bodies, it is entering into in that ignorant knowledge with that ignorance. So that Jivatma is entering into the dualities which are experienced through these gross and subtle bodies, and getting the fear ultimately. जैसा आना चाहिए आ ही नहीं रहे सब लोगों से. I told in this class only, na?
Yes, Prabhuji.
In Bhakti Vedanta class?
No. In Bhakti Vedanta class only you told.
In the 4-5 days back I told this.
In the previous chapter, 4th sloka, 3rd sloka.
देखिए. मायरे.
Yes, in this topic, I asked you for some other 2 Shaktis, and you told me this is different from the names.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I told in this class only. That's Maya's products are the Vidya, Avidya, and also Pradhana. So by
Yes, Pradhan.
Avidya, it is creating the bondage, and because of the Maya's products, Vidya, it is getting the liberation.
Context is Jiva is never the bondage or liberated.
Yes.
From that context, you mentioned these.
Vidya mamatanu bandha moksha kari, like that, na? That is the sloka.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mataji. At least you tried. Concepts, you have to remember concepts, na? You all please. Kab karenge actually. Chalo. So te nadhita. Just see, they didn't study Bhagavatam like all of you, but still they got the association and they became devotees. By studying this kind of slokas, you all leave everything. Nadhita srutiganaha nopasita mahattamaha avrata tapasaha matsangat mama upagataha. Matsangat mam upagata. Just they took the association of the devotees, that's all, and they went back to the Godhead. They didn't study any Vedas, they didn't study any darshanas, these, that, and they didn't do any austerities, they didn't do any tapasya, nothing. Only association of the devotees. Simple. But in that association, they are doing the bhajan and they are studying all Bhakti Shastras, like what we are doing. They didn't study Vedas, but they studied. So that means Satam Prasangat Mama Virya Samvida. So they will be studying the glories of the Lord. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, next. So here they are going back to they are reaching to the Lord by the association of the Lord and by the association of the sadhus. Among these two, which is first? For the Jivatma, which is from the beginningless, that means not having knowledge about the Paratattvam. So for that Jivatma, whose association is first? Sandhi Brahmani Prabhu. Lord's association or the devotee's association? Why not Lord's association? How much difficult? Not possible, okay. Not possible of what? How Jivatma is turning back towards the Lord? Mike, catch there. Feko. Catch. Yes.
Because Lord cannot experience the suffering of the jivas.
Okay.
So because of that, Lord doesn't give Lord cannot give his association, as well as he cannot give mercy to the conditioned soul. But devotees, devotees can give, because they are in the samsara, and they have some. It said that although the pure devotees, they are beyond the gunas, although they don't have suffering like materialistic suffer, but it is also said this is like a dream for them. It's like a dream for them. So because of that only, they only devotees can give the mercy to the non-devotees, not the Lord.
Okay. So that means Lord is not getting any mercy. Why? The Lord is not giving any mercy. Why?
Material body, he cannot experience the suffering, because the mercy means, that.
What is mercy means? Yeah, this is I want. Yes.
Yeah, mercy means that, it is said, who can feel the suffering of what is the terms?
Transformation of the heart is the mercy, Prabhuji.
Transformation of heart is a mercy. Okay, what is that? What is transformation of the heart? You remember, eh? Acha, de do.
Hare Krishna. So the devotee of the Lord is very merciful. The Krishna, he doesn't feel that suffering of the jiva because he never come in the contact of the Maya. And the devotee of the Lord, when they come, by seeing the opposite person is suffering, his heart is melt.
Seeing the
opposite person is suffering.
yes.
So his heart is melted. This is the mercy.
What is krupa? That is
Yeah,
a
that
krupa.
is kripa.
That
And
means
then he,
when the heart of the devotee is touched by the others' pain, so then there is a transformation in that heart. So that transformation is nothing but what? Kripa.
kripa, because Lord is already in the devotee. They capture the Lord in their heart. So by that he mercy. So automatically Krishna also mercy there.
Krishna mercy automatically.
One time you explained how Krishna, he is.
Hey, ऐसा नहीं, ऐसा नहीं. Okay, he like you. लास्ट में आके खिचड़ी कर दिया आप.
He said that,
but he told 80% right.
he said that kripa rupas chayato vikaro hi paradukkhis satashi spasha sati eva jayate.
What
Means
is
when the heart is touched by the suffering of others, then only mercy can be given.
Yes, mercy. That means because of doing the bhakti, so what happened? His heart became so soft, and now if that heart is coming in contact with the pain of others' pain, then immediately it is transformed. Then that transformation is nothing but the krupa. So that krupa is flowing through the association. That means this devotee came in contact. That means in the presence of that. That means that a miserable person came in presence of this devotee. Then maybe he glanced and maybe he spoke, whatever. So through that, this krupa is transferred to that sadukhi. That means miserable person. Okay. So here, how Lord is involved here, but the bhakti, whatever is there and whatever is melted, that means the bhakti which melted the one which melted the heart, that bhakti belongs to whom? That is a shakti of the Lord. Lord's Swarupa Shakti is a component of the Lord's Swarupa Shakti. So in that way you can say, so Lord's, that means involvement also is there, but not the directly. But to this devotee I should give mercy. Who is deciding? Lord is deciding or the sadhu is deciding? So sadhu, that means devotees are deciding, not the Lord. Lord is not having any control. Why? Why Lord is not deciding?
Because Lord cannot, if Lord descends and Lord cannot be partial, then he has to give mercy to everybody.
Lord is not partial and he should give, but because Lord says aham bhakta paradina, I am already controlled by the devotees, how I can control them? That's the answer. Okay, so next. So here also, that's why here we are discussing about the association. Association is the first. Devotees association is the first, then by the association of devotees, so that Jivatma from the beginning less. So first get the association of the devotees, and then after that he'll get the association of Lord. Like that you should take.
One time you explained that Lord is captured by the heart of devotee. That's why they are independent, because Lord cannot do it.
Aham Bhakta Paradina, already himself saying, na? So Prema Rasanaya, that means they are binding the lotus feet of the Lord with the rope of love. That's why he is controlled by them. Okay. So here what is said? धर्म व्यादादीनां तु केवल तस्यैव ज्ञेयं मत्संग शब्देन अत्र मम संगो मदीयानां च संग इत्यभिधाप्यते उभयत्रापि मत्संग संबंधित्वादित्यभिप्रायेण तत्र स्वस्यापि सत्वात् सत्संग प्रकरणे सत्संगो अप्यन्तर्भावितः यत्तु पुरा भगवत्संगेन एव भगवत्कृपा भवति इत्युक्तं तत्तु तत्सामुख्य जन्मन्येव अत्र तु स एव भागवत संघः साधन विशेषत्वेन उच्यते इति न दोषः। यदि अत्र कुत्रचित् सामुख्य जन्म कारणमपि भगवत संघ भवेत् तदाप्येवम् आचक्ष्यमहे स्वरक्षणार्थं स्वरक्षणार्थम् अवतारम् अङ्गीकृत्य यत् कदाचित् सर्वत्र कृपां वितनोति भवान् तच्च तत्सम्बन्धेनैव इत्यतः न अभ्युपगम। Sometimes we'll be seeing people are becoming the devotees because of the association of the Lord also. Association means, what it means? Association means, so the devotee's krupa is flowing through the association. What is the role of the association? Association is a transmitter of the what? Transmitter of the krupa of the Lord. Lord, not sadhus or Lord, whatever. कहाँ ये रखे नहीं ये डस्टर पेन अच्छा ये तो लाख है ना लाख लेके आओ So what is the sadhu sangha and what is krupa? Is there any difference between sadhu sangha and krupa? Tell me. Is there any difference between satsanga and krupa? What is that?
Venu Gopal Prabhu. If it's correct remembrance, we discussed sometimes back about Narada Muni and Nalapavera and Manigriva. In this case, there's some differences there, but only sadhu can give kripa in this case. But he is not. He not must. He should not give, but he can give kripa to anyone.
पेन है ना इसमें अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं
That's difficult to say that, but
okay Sambala bro you try
Not that, in every sadhusanga there is a kripa. This kripa is depend on the mercy, is depend on the devotees, because not that by getting simply sadhusanga one can become devotees. One need for especially those who are aparadi, they need kripa also, like special kripa, like Manigriv Nalkuva. So when someone commit offense, need special mercy to become devotees. But if not aparadi, simply sadhusanga is enough to turn towards the Lord.
you have to consider three things sadhu sangha one thing sadharana krupa and vishesha krupa okay so now this is a sadhu and if someone is there this person is there so he is not a devotee okay when he come in contact means in association when this new person come in association with this sadhu so then what will happen so then there is a association means maybe this sadhu saw him this person or whatever just he glanced that's all He didn't glance also. Just he came. This ex-person came into nearby to this sadhu, and this ex-person saw him. That's all. Or so ex-person. So he is speaking. This sadhu. He didn't give any attention to this ex-person, and he keep on speaking. And he went to that assembly. So he also ex-person. So sat there. So he also heard. That means this sadhu is just speaking, means he is telling about the Krishna in general to everyone about the Krishna. Okay. So that means he doesn't have any specific attention towards X. So then what will happen through this association? Whatever krupa is there, that is spreaded everywhere. Okay. If this sadhu is speaking about the Krishna and 1,000 people came there into that assembly, so then that means from him the krupa is flowing. So through the association. Through the association means what here? So people are coming to near to that sadhu and hearing, and he is speaking about the Lord. So that means hearing is nothing but what? Association. Okay. So through that, so what they are hearing, he is telling about some Krishna Katha. So that entered into this. That means that Krishna Katha is nothing but what? Krupa. So entered into this ex-person. And if he doesn't have provided this ex-person, so if he doesn't have offenses, then what? Then he will become devotee immediately. So, okay, this you understood first. Okay, next. That means what? Through the association, sadharana krupa flows. Next, if provided this ex-person is, if ex-person is not a is if ex-person has offenses with him, has previously committed offenses, then what happened? Then he needs special mercy. That means special Vishesh Kripa. That means then in that case, this sadhu has to special attention he should give to this. He should give special attention to this ex-person. Then only so that offense will be destroyed and he can become devotee. Just by this general association, he cannot. By the general sadharana, that means by the sadharana sadhasanga, so he cannot. By that sadharana krupa will flow, by that he will not. Sometimes, okay, this is clear. Now sometimes, so but we understood sadhu sangha is only the cause. Is only the cause to bring jiva to turn jiva towards absolute truth. Okay, so sometimes, but we are seeing Lord is taking the avatara, and he is, so he is also started distributing his krupa to everyone, even to the new people also, through his association. Who is example? Example is who is example? So he came, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, and he distributed his krupa to everyone, even for the new jivas also. Okay. through his association. He distributed his kripa. So then, in that case, this brand new jiva also became devotee. But our principle is what? Sadhu Sangha only is the cause to turn jiva towards the Lord. But here you are seeing Lord's association also is turning. So then how to understand? Here also, Lord is coming and distributing his mercy through his association, because he is requested by devotee. He is requested by devotee. So ultimately, who is cause? Devotee is. Yes. So that's the point here is Srila Jiva Goswami mentioning. Yes, Prabhu. So what he is saying, यत् कदाचित् सर्वत्र कृपां वितनोति भगवान् तच्च तत्सम्बन्धेनैव सत्सम्बन्धेनैव तच्च सत्सम्बन्धेन, because Lord was requested by the Sat, that means devotees. Ityatah na abhyupagama hanihi. That means whatever we accepted, that is not wrong. We accepted what? Sadhu Sangha is only the cause for jiva to turn towards the Lord. Next, this is the main point you should understand. 8th sloka. Kevalena hi bhavena gopyo gavo naga mrugaha yenye mudadiyo naga siddha mami yuranjasa. Translation: the inhabitants of the Vrindavan, including the gopis, cows, unmoving creatures such as the twin Arjuna trees, animals, living entities with stunted consciousness such as bushes and thickets, and snakes such as Kalia, all achieved the perfection of life by unalloyed love for me, and thus very easily achieved me. He is giving you some examples actually. All these beasts, birds, trees, animals, everyone, they had the unalloyed devotion to the Lord and achieved Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Atha mukyam vasikaranam sambhavita sadhanantarena satsanga matrena Sri Gopyadinam darshyati kevaleniti. So ultimately, Sadhu Sangha is the first cause. So by that Sadhu Sangha, so what they got? They got the kevala bhavena, kevalena bhavena. So prakarana prapta satsanga matra janmana pritya bhavaha. That means in the association, what they got? First, the Jivatma got the association of the devotees. This is the devotee. And then after that, in that through that association, what he got? He got the kevala bhava. Kevala bhava. What is the meaning of kevala bhava? Priti bhava. Okay. That means love for the Lord. Kevala bhava means love for the Lord. By that, they got the, so yeah, Supreme Personality of God. Like gopis. Gopis, how many types of gopis are there? Sadhana Siddha, Sangha Siddha, Rishichari, Srutichari, Rishichari, Srutichari, Nirvakanya, Nitya Siddha. Yes, wow. Good. So, क्या वो तो जन्म हो गया ना वो तो इतना कॉम्प्लेक्स क्यों बना रहा है? सामान्य कृपा means you, so Gurudev went to some village and he didn't see, that means 100,000 people came there, maybe 100 people came, okay, So 100 people came, he didn't have attention on everyone. And some person came into that group. In that 100, someone came from that village. He didn't know anything. So he heard the Gurudev lecture and he became devotee. Then he got, just by the association of the Gurudev, he became devotee. So that means he got the Samanya Krupa from the association of Gurudev. That is Samanya Krupa. But so someone who doesn't have offenses previously, those only will become, by the general association, by the Sadharana Krupa, they will become devotees. But so who has offenses, so those just by association they cannot become devotees. By the just Sadharana Krupa they will not become devotees. They need special attention of the devotee. क्या इसमें क्या difficult है आप? Easy है, समझ में आया अभी? Simple. Okay, Tirumala, please sleep here. You are really tired, struggling. I don't want to see that such a pain you are feeling. Huh? Please see. So in this
is Sadharana Kripa or Vishesh Kripa, what you did now?
To ask Tirumala to sleep.
Yes.
This is special Kripa. I am giving special Kripa for him. Sleep and hear. Because he is struggling like anything. Okay, in our cycle where we are discussing now. So that means first association from that. So Vishesha Bhava, that means Kevala Bhava. One is getting the Kevala Bhava and then they became devotees. This should be a standard figure in future. हर जगह यही दिखने. Yes. So who is getting the association? Karmis. Yes. Karmis are getting the association of the sadhus. Then they get the association of the sadhu. Then what will become? So by the association of the sadhu also, what will happen? So one may come to the next. So karma arpanam, then after that developing the shraddha, then after that, so sadhu sangha bhajana kriya, and he will be going back there like this. It can happen. Also there is one more technique. So by just association of the sadhus and by their krupa, by the krupa of the sadhus, so one can, krupa of the sadhus is many types. So sometimes sadhus krupa can be such a way, it will directly it will take you here. What is this? Bhava. Who said this? Example? Huh? Narada Muni? Huh. Narada Muni eating in his previous life, so he went to Bhava. This is right answer? He went like this? No, you are wrong. Because he first developed this Shraddha by serving them. Then after that, so Sadhu Sangha Bhajana Kriya, Anardhani Vritti, Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. He went like this. Narada Muni went in this way or in this way? Tell me. Narada Muni traveled In this path or in this path?
We traveled all the stages, Prabhuji.
Baba?
From Shraddha.
Tirumala? Kya? This one, na? Narada Muni went in this path, gradual path. Not that so he immediately reached the bhava. No. Who went like this? Prahlad. Right answer. Prahlad Maharaj. Where it is given in Bhakti Rasamsindh, it is given. By the mercy of the Narada Muni. So Prahlad Maharaj, we thought he didn't do any sadhana like this. He went to immediately bhava. So bhava also can be given directly by the mercy of the devotees or by the mercy of the Lord and by the sadhana. Narada Muni got the bhava through the sadhana. This bhava is also known as Kevala bhava. Kevala bhava. No, that is another. Nitya and Mukta. Both means that is. Okay. So, केवलेन इति भावेन प्रकरण प्राप्त सत्संग मात्र जन्मना प्रीत्या भावः अत्र वशीकार मुख्यत्वे चिह्नं वशे कुर्वन्ति मां भक्त्या सस्त्रियः सत्पतिं यथा. Like a chaste wife can control the good husband. She can completely keep him in her control, chaste wife. So the same way, the Kevala Bhava means chaste, that means a pure devotee. Who is a pure devotee, he can control the Lord. Vashi kartum shaknoti, that means he can control the Lord. That's a. So, Bhaktya ahamekaya grahya ityadescha gavopi Sri Gopi vad agantukya eva gneyaha. Like you example, even not only the gopis, even cows also, even animals also. So started, that means so loving Krishna like gopis, like the devotees. So like gopis, when Krishna went to forest and he was he took all the small calves and he went to the forest to graze them. So and all the cows, like gopis, how they are waiting, and cows also keep on waiting for the Krishna. That is. Even normal animals also, if you have cows and buffaloes in your house, so if you have giving so much affection to them, so if they see you and your voice from even from far distance, they didn't see and they didn't just hear, they started so roaring. It happen. Yes, Tirumala? They will run also and they will try to lick. And they have love. Kevala Bhava. What is that?
Pure devotee can give the bhava to opposite person, as like Narad Muni gave to Prahlad Maharaj. So what is the quality that opposite person can receive the bhava? Otherwise, because the Kayadu was there, she also there, and Prahlad Maharaj is the under of the womb. So he received that bhava, and why not the Kayadu? So what is the process?
Depends upon the offenses, that's all. Offenses.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, in this case, was it also not true that Narada intended to do this only for Prahlad?
That's not like that.
Externally, it was he was in the womb of Kayadu, But Narada had a desire that it should be the devotee of the Lord who is Prahlad, isn't it?
That can be also, but if she is also hearing the same story, so that means he keep on explaining the Krishna's glories and pastimes. So it can give effect to her also, but
Yeah,
it is not giving effect on her means
the quality of the recipient, basically because of their offenses.
Offenses. Many people, they said your quality of hearing is not good. This is not good. That is. Why it is not good? What is the root cause? Why one is not able to hear? She slept. Why she slept? Why that saitilyam is there? Lethargy. Because of offenses. Or nothing. That means because of offenses, you will be getting to 5 things. Kutilata, crookedness. Second is ashraddha. That means not so much. Ashraddha means attentive or careful, faithful. Next, third one is getting attraction towards the material objects. Fourth one is lethargy. Lethargy means what? Saithilyam. Saithilyam means, so even after being in the presence of the devotee, is not able to give up his attraction towards the material things. Example, sleeping, and he is sleeping and Mangalarti is there, but he is still sleeping and he's keep on postponing. Okay, let me sleep. Not able to leave, not able to leave the his attraction towards the material things. Even there is a bhakti, that means he has to go and do that, attend. He's not able to. This is a saithilyam. This is known as saithilyam. And bhakti nishcha vastantar abhinivesha, that is different. That is what all of a sudden he's getting the attraction towards something. But this is what saithilyam, he's having the constant, so that means steadiness in material, so attractions, material pleasure, whatever. That is all of a sudden he is getting that. Okay, this is a saithilyam, and fourth one is abhimanam. These are all coming because of offenses. Then what he has to do? So by scolding him, you will become devotee. By what? Then you have to facilitate him to do the more sadhana, japa, nam sankirtan, that's all. Sit and chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. By doing this one day, keep on continually doing, so that he will become. Suddenly. Bhakti Nishta Chavaka, that means that attraction is causing to disturb the steadiness in. Already he is steady in the bhakti, so that steadiness is disturbed by this material attraction. But Shaithilyam is what? He is steady in the material pleasure, and that is not disturbed by the bhakti. Chavaka Vastuantra Abhinivesha. Okay. It is also I explained maybe 100 times. We are all. Yeah. I don't know क्यों इतना. Okay, गोपी वद आगंतु क्या यज्ञ मृगाः अपि. Next, 9th sloka. So yam na yogena sankhena दानव्रत तपोद्वरैः व्याख्या स्वाध्याय संन्यासैः प्राप्नुयाद् यत्नवानपि. Even though one engages with great endeavor in the mystic yoga system, philosophical speculation, charity, vows, penances, ritualistic sacrifices, teaching of Vedic mantras to others, personal study of the Vedas, or the renounced order of life, still one cannot achieve me. So he is saying the opposite thing. Even one does all these, so but still he will not get Krishna. So swapraptehe durlabhatamaha yogadibhi kruta praitnehi api yam prapnuyat tam mam iyuhu. So purvinanveha tatra cha prathamam यो गोप्यः पश्वादयः वा कृष्णेन सह संगताः ते सन्तः सत्संगः अन्वेषां सत्संगेनैव च तेषां भक्तिरिति ज्ञातव्यम्. What is said here? ताम वेनक्ति यम इति यम भावम अत्रापि योगादयः भगवत्पराः एव योगादिभिः यत्नवानपि इत्यनेन तत्प्राप्यर्थ प्रयुज्यमानत्व अवगमात्. पूरा संदर्भ को निकाल के रख दिए गए. So here he is saying that in the previous sloka what we are seeing, the devotees, they are coming in contact, people are coming in contact with the devotees, and from them for their association they are getting the bhava, and by that bhava they are going back to the Godhead. So here in the 9th sloka, yam means that bhavam, that bhava they cannot get by the any yoga or anything. No, even they, that yoga is Bhagavatpara. That means that is also connected to the Lord, Bhagavatpara, but still they cannot get. So why? So these, what is said there? So those cannot be, yeah. Yogadhi yatnvanapi tat prapyartha prayujamanatva. That means these yoga, Sankhya and so and so are used to get the Lord, but still they cannot give the bhava. So then what it will give the bhava? Only the either bhava can be achieved by the pure bhakti sadhana, purely by bhakti or mercy of the Lord, or otherwise mercy of the devotees. Only these three. By doing the pure raganuga sadhana, Vaidhi sadhana. Sadhana bhakti is also two types, raganuga and Vaidhi. By doing the pure devotion, ananya bhakti, by that you can get the bhava, or otherwise, that's ananya bhakti is two types, Vaidhi and raganuga. Yes. So Vaidhi bhava. Vaidhi bhava means what you will get? Vaidhi dasya bhava, Vaidhi vatsalya bhava, Vaidhi sakya bhava, Vaidhi. So madhurya bhava. Example for Vaidhi madhurya bhava. Who? क्या एक्चुअली डल हो गए दिमाग. क्या बोल रहा हूँ? Bhava, actually bhava is not achieved by the yoga. Even if you engage that yoga or sankhya in the Lord's service, but still they cannot give the bhava. Then who will give the bhava? One is sadhana, second one is sadhu's kripa, sadhu kripa, third one is bhagavat kripa. Yes, this is clear. Sadhana is how many types? Two types. Sadhana means what? So ananya bhakti, practicing ananya bhakti. But this till here, this one in this, one doing this is how many types? So this is two types, Vaidhi and Raganuga. So by the Vaidhi also it once again 4. Dasyam, Sakyam, Vatsalya. And this is also 4. First is 2. Kamanuga, Sambandhanuga. Once again, this is 3. Dasya, Dasyam, Sakyam, and Vatsalya. Who is example for this? Ram, Hanuman. Hanuman or otherwise Garuda. You can take Garuda. Sakyam, friends in the Mathura, Dwarika. Who is that? Kingly friends, whoever. Next, Vatsalyam, Devaki and Vasudev. Madhurya, Rukmini, and so on. Rukmai. Kamanuga, you all Bhakti Vedanta students. Bhakti Vedanta students. Manjaris na you are all. And Sambandhanuga, Dasyam, Raktak. Sakyam, Subal. Vatsalyam, Mummy, Yashoda. What do you want out of all this? Only this. Bhakti Vedanta students, BVS.
What Krishna will?
You should know that. Yeah, about you. We don't know. Okay. Now what is said? By the yoga, Sankhya, Dana, Vrata, Tapa, all these will not give those bhavas. Vaidhi and so Raganuga is having those bhavas in the bhava stage. If you do so Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, you will get those Vaidhi bhavas. And if you do the Raganuga sadhana bhakti, then you will get these Kamanuga and Sambandhanuga. Okay. Okay, next 10th sloka. रामेण सार्धं मथुरां प्रणीते स्वफल्किना मयि अनुरक्तचित्ता विगाढभावेन न मे वियोग तीव्रादयोन्यं ददृशु सुखाय.
The residents of Vrindavan, headed by the gopis, were always completely attached to me with deepest love. Therefore, when my uncle Akrura brought my brother Balaram and me to the city of Mathura, the residents of Vrindavan suffered extreme mental distress because of separation from me and could not find any other source of happiness.
Yeah. So he is giving example for this. That means this bhava they will get by the association. Yes. He is very much focusing. In the previous chapter also he said, na. So sadhakas are also three types. So that means Kanisha sadhakas, Karma Mishra Bhaktas, Madhyama means, so who are Ananya Bhaktas in the beginning stage, Madhyama sadhakas, they are doing the Ananya Bhakti as a sadhana, and Uttama sadhakas who are having the bhava to the Lord. So this only he focused there in that chapter. In this chapter also he is saying. So satsanga is the cause. Even gopis also get the satsanga, then only they became devotees. It's not that so that I forgot to mention that Rishichara gopis, how they got the bhava. So because they associated the Rama, but after that they got the association of Nitya Siddha gopis. Then only they became, so that bhava they got. Okay. So that's why association is the cause. Even ourselves also, after getting association, you may directly go to the bhava if they get the kripa, or otherwise you may go in this way by doing the sadhana, or otherwise Bhagavad Kripa also is there, then you can also go directly like this. Who are those directly get the kripa directly? So people who are here and they got the association of the here now, not sadhu but the Bhagavan, got the Bhagavan kripa, and they reached here bhava. Who are those examples? क्या हमारे हो गए ना, कितना बार बोलेंगे, वो तो भगवान भगवत कृपा, बिकॉज ऑफ भगवत कृपा भावा. अच्छा, ध्रुव महाराज, यज्ञ पत्नीस, ब्राह्मण पत्नीस, otherwise wives of brahmanas they got. Okay, so several examples are there. This is one. So that means this is a thing he wants. Krishna is focusing on this. This is three ways: directly association of the by the kripa of the Bhagavan, or the by the sadhus, example is Prahlad, or is the sadhana. And now what he is saying, these gopis, Ramena Sartham Mathuram Pranite. So along with the Balaram, I went to the Mathura. Who took? Akrura he took, na? So Akrura took both brothers to the Mathura. So but these gopis are having so much heart. Here bhava means you should not think that here only bhava. Even in the prema also there is. So sneha, snigdha, bhava, mahabhava, so many are there. So anyway, of course you can take everything as relational. Okay, those are all the different levels. Even the prema also bhava is there. You know this? Prema is also having the different stages. Yeah. No, prema is having sneha, snigdha, bhava, and some
7 stages.
8 or 7?
7.
7. Yes. Okay. So ultimately, gopis bhava means even not this beginning one, even it is there, the highest. So these gopis, because of this Mai Anurakta Chittaha, Vigada Bhavena, Name Vyoga Tivradhayonyam Dadrishu Sukhaya. And they were lamenting because of my separation, because they have the deep feeling for me, but they didn't see for any other means to get the happiness when I was not there. Krishna wanted that. He was started explaining in the 10th chapter about the Gnana, and finally where he came, he brought his gopis. This you should understand. He emphasized Ananya Bhakti. Now this one. Okay. Okay, next sloka. Huh? तास्तास्ता क्षपा प्रेष्टतमेन नीता मयैव वृन्दावन गोचरेण क्षणार्धवत्ताः पुनरङ्गतासाम् हीना मया कल्पसमा बभूवुः.
Dear Uddhav,
Yeah.
all of those nights that the gopis spent with me, their most dearly beloved, in the land of Vrindavan, seemed to them to pass in less than a moment. Bereft of my association, however, the gopis felt that those same nights dragged on forever, as if each night were equal to a day of Brahma.
Yes. See, of course, in the bhava, how many varieties are there? Total 8 varieties are there. Dasyam, that means Vaidi Dasyam, Vaidi Sakyam, Vaidi Vatsalyam, Vaidi Madhuryam, Raganuga, so Raganuga Madhuryam, Raganuga Dasyam, Raganuga Sakyam, Raganuga Sakyam. So Vatsalyam. But among this, what he selected? This one. Bhakti Vedanta is what they want. Our Bhakti Vedanta students, that only Krishna is saying.
Kamanuga.
Yes.
It's
He didn't
Krishna
give an
saying.
example
It's
of,
Krishna saying, yes.
yeah. He didn't give
Hmm.
an example of, oh, my Rukmini was so much, when I went to Swarga, she was lamenting. Did he say that? No. It's a final now, final meeting this is. Already he underwent all the, so at various, he didn't, did he say about how Arjuna was so much lamenting for him? He did say no. So Bala, no. Only this. Gaudiya Vaishnavas, what they want this. Okay. So how they spent the night? They spent Tastaha Preshtatamena Nita. When, that means in the Rasa Lila, so that's the 29th chapter, 29:30. So we all discussed that. I hope everything you forgot. No, that should be the standard. So, so there, Mandas, yes, we are all like that. Okay, so there, when he brought to that, so Rasa, how they spent that whole night, even that millions of nights came and merged into that one night, but still they felt that one night as one kshana, like a one moment. Even many millions of ratrayaha, there is given many nights came and met, but still they were not so happy. Kshanarthavattaha punarangata samhina maya kalpasama. But when Lord went to the Mathura, so how he felt that night? It's like a kalpasama. Like, yeah, it's like Brahma's one day, a life. So equal to a day of a Brahma, kalpa. This is the expectation. He is saying after saying all the karma and gnana and about Jaimini philosophy, everything he rejected. And finally he said the Ananya Bhakti and Nitya Mukta, Nitya Bhakti, everything has explained, and he is expecting this. This is and he is saying that he doesn't need any sadhanas which are given in the Vedas, like Swadhyaya, Sankhya, Gnana, Upanishad, studying the Vedanta Sutras. All this is not at all necessary. Only association of the devotees like gopis. Bas. And in that association, just so follow them. So what is the ultimately our goal? Why we are studying all this? Getting the Shraddha, and whom we should follow? We should do Raganu Bhakti, means following the devotion done by the Vrajavasis, how they did. So like that, you should develop your consciousness. That is the goal of the Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Should follow them. Okay, not now. You don't follow now. It will follow now. Then it will, that should be followed internally. Externally, you should do the Vaidhi Bhakti. If you start following now, you can follow consciously. Who is going to stop? One should live in Vrindavan either physically or otherwise, at least mentally. especially the Leelas. So, Leela Stalis. But that is the goal, of course. We are not in that. We don't have even, we are in the Adu mostly. We should raise our faith, make it complete, full surrenderance consciously, and always meditate on the Lord's pastimes in Vrindavan. So, of course, I'm saying I'm not in that level, but still, that is the fact is fact. Presentation of the fact. We should live, one should live consciously in Vrindavan, but he should preach. Go and preach wherever he goes. That he will be doing. So by his hands and legs, everything he is using is engaging, but his consciousness should be like this. So that's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur is writing to Bhakti Siddhanta. Oh, don't just look for only your personal sadhana. Personal sadhana means personal bhajan, not sadhana, personal bhajan. And do this. So do, that means start, that means have a development program for Mayapur and start the Daiva Varnashrama, and also have a college for the teaching Bhagavatam, Sandarbhas and Vedanta Sutras. 3. Yes, you have to see the time, place, and circumstance, and accordingly you should preach to the people. And you should gradually see where they are in this ladder. Here, Karmis or Karma Mishra, now after that, there's Shraddha, and then after that, different stages. Accordingly, you should preach. Okay, next sloka. Where is? 1 second. Finish करेंगे आज. बहुत है actually क्रम संदर्भ, I cannot do that. पूरा क्रम संदर्भ इतना है actually. I didn't prepare also fully. So much is there. Yeah. Yeah. Tana vidan mai anushanga baddha diya swamatma namadastata idam yatha samadau manayobdi toye nadyah pravishta iva nama rupe. My dear Uddhava, just as great sages in yoga trance merge into self-realization like rivers merge into the ocean and are thus not aware of material names and forms, similarly the gopis of Vrindavan were so completely attached to me within their minds, they couldn't think of their own bodies or of this world or of their future lives. Their entire consciousness was simply bound up in me. You have to see that 33rd chapter in the last conclusion, the way the Krishna flats, yeah, the way the Krishna expresses and the way Gopis expresses in that Gopi Geet. So then he showed the even Krishna's love is even so extreme actually. I know I'm not remembering those all as it is, but okay, now we'll be seeing here. So Krama Sandarbha. So my Anushanga, but that means they are this much attached, they are not at all caring about their body, their day-to-day activities, anything actually. Yatha samadau munayo abditoye. So after going back, so from the Rasa Leela, so they were like how? Even they are so mad, that means they are not able to perform their household activities also properly. And only that Chaya Maya, so is creating the, that means, so gopis, and they are only associating with their husbands and they are serving. And these original gopis, they are not at all serving their husbands also, completely in the absorption. So how that, yeah, you can see how the Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maya's house, when Krishna left the Vrindavan. My God, that is, I cannot So when Vruddhava came back, the condition of the Nanda Maharaj and the position, if you see the Yashoda Maya, how they were, it's like it's too much. They were not, they completely left everything. They were not at all doing any cooking, nothing. All their kitchen is fully filled with the dust, and things are lying there. And Mother Yashoda is a whole day, from the beginning to ending, whole day keep on sitting one place and crying. And Nanda Maharaj also, he keep on crying. And some people who are there, Brahmanas, they might be bringing something, some curd item or milk item, and they are eating that. And otherwise, they are not at all doing any activities in the house. Completely is vanished. That is allowed of the Vrajavasis. Some simple explanation only is given actually in the Bhagavatam. Completely, even Sukadeva Goswami also didn't explain. Anyway. So in the Kramasandarbha it is given, not distinguish between the Prakata and Aprakata pastimes, and attaining the Aprakata pastimes, the gopis remain in this world as names and forms only. They remain in the state of Mahabhava, difficult to bear, manifested by extreme longing due to separation. Their intelligence was bound up by union. For they attained my association as I came to see them, attaining a meeting in state of Mahamodana. They were not aware of sense of the Mahabhava. These are all actually topics of Ujjwala Nilmani. These are all, you can see the various stages in the prema are not explained even in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. No. These are all explained in only Bada Guruji explained. Rupa Goswami. Jiva Goswami surrendered. I don't explain. The Preeti Sandarbha, you don't see such a deep discussions. So those are there, especially in the Ujjwala Rasa. Madhurya, means Rasa, is also known as Ujjwala Rasa. In Ujjwala Nilamani, it is written, even Jiva Goswami, Rupa Goswami also says that in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. I am not going to explain here. For the sadhakas, it is not possible actually. They don't manifest these bhavas in their sadhana, when they are in the material body. These are only possible in the in the Siddha Deha. So that's why those I will explain separately in the Ujjwala Nilamani. Like that he says in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu also. So those points are being explained here by the Jiva Goswami here. So Mahabhava. So they were not aware of the sense of position. That means here Krishna is saying, na, so how they were not able to know how their body is functioning. उन लोग भूख लग रहा है या ना ये भी नहीं पता है, whether they are getting hungry or not. And all the functions, basic functionality of the body also they forgot, completely left out. So then these things are not possible in the normal body actually. If normal body, if you leave everything, then what will happen? It will immediately finish. And also the separation, because of separation of the Lord, the fire, whatever it generates, so that will simply burn out this material body. So that's it is not possible. That happened in the case of gopis or not. When the Rishichara gopis who met the Nitya Siddha gopis lately, so then what happened? By that time already they got married. So they had the union with their husbands gopas. So that's why their body is already contaminated. So then, when the flute sound, but they got the later association. Because of this, they have also developed the love for the Krishna, but still they have contaminated body. So when they heard the flute sound, then what happened? They started. That means, so they are also getting the attraction towards that flute sound in that Sharat Purnima day, and they started going behind that. But their husbands, that means Yogamaya did such a way, so it inspired their husbands to bind them, tie them, and keep them in the room. Then because of that, so separation with the Krishna, so their separation raged such a way, their material body is completely burnt out, finished. That means, but there you can have two different meanings. Left the body, that means Mayavadis, they think in that assembly, Parishit Maharaj along with him, all other Mayavadis are sitting and they are thinking that Gopis died now. Then Sukadeva Goswami explains, actually died. And that means Parikshit Maharaj is understanding. These people are now mistaking these words of the Sukadeva Goswami. And that's why he's representing all these. He asked the question, what is this here? What is the dying? That means they left the body means what it means. You remember this story or not? That means main point is because of the separation of this, their material body is completely burnt out, finished. Burnt out means transformed, like in the case of Dhruva Maharaj. Like in the case of Dhruva Maharaj, how his body is completely transformed. The same way, Gopi's body is completely transformed. Burnt out means it's not that now it's burning, no. And it is just completely transformed because of Virahagni. We discussed that. In the heart, there is a Virahagni. And that Bhakti transformed to the Viraha. So because of that, body is transformed. That's right. Then only that body is able to associate with the Lord. Material body cannot associate with the Lord. It cannot. Material items cannot touch Lord. Even when he walks, he is not walking on the ground. But where Yogamaya spread his energy, his Sandhini Shakti everywhere. And then Krishna was. If Krishna is riding a chariot, means it's not that the material chariot. There, Krishna's energy first enters Sarupa Shakti. On that he stands. So material energy cannot hold the Lord. It's impossible for that. Whole body is transformed. Material both is completely transformed. Burning means transformed into the spiritual. If you keep a iron in a fire, what will happen? It will completely become fire. In that, like now you are burning the iron rod in the fire. What happened now? Became fire. This Virahagni is spiritual, and in that Agni, so this body is also spiritualized completely. क्या आया नहीं? उसको हाथ से मत पकड़ो लिप्स को. इचिंग है, नहीं पकड़ना है. माइंड में एजिटेशन चल रहा है, इसके अर्थ नहीं है ना. इचिंग है. अच्छा सोच रहे. So this is the way. So Mahabhava and all those Mahamodana, all are the different feelings of the liberated gopis. They were not aware of the sense of position or identity and didn't know if there is. So in that state, in the sloka, it is said that they don't know the bodily functions. There is a difference in prakata and aprakata, two manifestations, two identities and two pastimes. but they recognize them as non-different. Then they thus seem to merge into, what is that? Pravishta iva. So aprakata manifestation with its name and form, but actually didn't, since the entities are non-different to begin with. बाप रे, ये तो ट्रांसलेशन मुश्किल है इंग्लिश में समझना. कैसे एक बार actually I didn't see in Sanskrit, that's why I thought in English I can go quickly. But these are all sentences are looking very different. Link, where is the link actually? बाप रे, नहीं हो पाएगा मेरे से. I didn't prepare from Sanskrit, so I think that I can read English and tell. They seem to enter into an identity with him. This indicates there was an actual difference, just as the Atmas of these sages endowed with waking, dreaming, and sleep, deep sleep states because of Upadhi seem to enter into the Turiya, the state of Samadhi. But the fourth state is spread in other three states. The difference arises by Upadhis. Giving up the Upadhis, it appears that these states enter into the fourth stage. The gopis gave up everything which were obstacle to attaining Krishna. They seem to enter into the state of possessiveness. चलो आगे पढ़ेंगे. मत्काम रमणं जारं अस्वरूप विदो बलाः ब्रह्म मां परमं प्रापुः संगात् शतसहस्रशः. रामकृष्ण प्रभु.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
This is from verse 13, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. I'm reading that translation. All those hundreds of thousands of gopis, understanding me to be their most charming lover and ardently desiring me in that way, were unaware of my actual position. Yet by intimately associating with me, the gopis attain me, the supreme absolute truth.
So all these gopis, understanding me to be their most charming lover and adherently desiring me in that way, were unaware of my actual position. Yet by intimately associating with me, the gopis attained me, the supreme absolute truth. It is also about the gopis. That's it went so tough. My God, it is almost all 10 pages. Attaining gopis. Huh? Acha? No, bro, it's maybe even more. Of the Krishna Sandarbha. Bro, और भी कहीं कहीं से भी रहेगा. महाराज जी थोड़ा सा लिख डाल देते बस उधर. Full comment is matching. I didn't prepare actually this. Krishna Sandarbha 177. Baapre. A lot commentary is given by Srila Jiva Goswami. A lot means a lot. It's like a 2-3 classes it will take if you prepare and tell, because Krishna Sandarbha syllabus this is. Sloka understanding is very clear. Finally, then by the bhava they got the Krishna, but inside so much is there. क्या करें अभी, हो नहीं पाएगा ये. एक बार देखता हूँ रुकिए. थोड़ा सा पहले पढ़े रहते तो इजी होता था, लेकिन अभी कृष्ण सुंदरी कब पढ़ा मुझे याद ही नहीं. I am not remembering. Huh? Actually, क्या क्या तिरुमला? ओके, कल देखेंगे इसको. नेक्स्ट श्लोक. Actually, I will read the purport. The word aswarupa vidaha, so not understanding my actual position or form, indicated that the lovely gopis were so completely absorbed in conjugal love for Lord Krishna that they were not aware of the Lord's unlimited potencies as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains this and other meanings of the word Aswarupa Vidaha. In Sanskrit, the word vid means to acquire. Thus, Aswarupa Vidaha indicates that the gopis, like other pure devotees of the Lord, were not interested in achieving the Sarupya Mukti, the liberation of acquiring a bodily form similar to the Lord's. Were the gopis to obtain bodily form like the Lord's, how could the Lord execute his conjugal pastimes of dancing with the gopis and embracing them? So, since the gopis had realized their eternal spiritual forms as servitor of the Lord, the word Swarupa also may indicate their own spiritual bodies. And thus, Aswarupa Vidaha means that the gopis never thought as materialists do of their own bodily beauty. Although the gopis are the most beautiful girls in the Lord's creation, they never thought of their own bodies but rather were always meditating on the transcendental body of the Lord Krishna. Although we cannot imitate the gopis' exalted conjugal feelings, we can follow their superb example of practical Krishna consciousness. They naturally took shelter of Lord Krishna and achieved the highest perfection of life. So gopis, so you can see the Radharani also at the time in that, so Ras Panchajai. So she was lamenting for what? So Krishna left her and suddenly, so then she was lamenting, and she was thinking that, so you are very much interested in the gopis, okay, you can let me become at what is that? So dust at your lotus feet, na? Something you remember this? Anyone remember this? How the Radharani was feeling when she was left, and he left her also, na? Actually. So at that time, so she was also lamenting actually such a way, because by seeing my petty condition, you may feel bad, and then you may not enjoy the company of the other gopis, like that. So the extremity of the love actually. You remember this? So like that, these gopis, whatever they have, they always think for the pleasure of the Lord. Their beautiful body, so will not give any pride for them. But else, even if they get pride, that also for the enjoyment of the Lord only. Even at that time, so initially at the beginning of that Rasa Panchaja, if you see, all other gopis, they got the pride. So when Krishna embraced those gopis, they got the pride, and by seeing that pride, so Radharani got the enviousness. And then she, so she became aloof. That means she became alone, and she left that company of the Krishna, and she came out from the Yamuna. Then immediately Krishna started going behind her, and he left everyone. So that means what? There, gopis, that pride, or otherwise Radharani's enviousness, these are all meant for what? Meant for the Krishna's pleasure. So whatever the qualities they exhibit, everything is just to serve. The Maya, that means Yoga Maya, so that's Leela Shakti, will bring the various kinds of the feelings, that means jealous, pride, so and so, man karna, that means showing her jealousy. All these are just giving the relishment for the Lord. So Lord wants to pacify, wants to fall on the feet of the Radharani and beg forgiveness. All these things has to happen. This will bring the rasa. So for that, only they will be behaving. It's not like so they want become really envious. No, like we are envious towards the Lord. Not like that. So I say like that, their beauty also. Big. Next. Tasmat त्वमुद्धवोत्सृज्य चोदनां प्रतिचोदनां प्रवृत्तिं च निवृत्तिं च श्रोतव्यं श्रुतमेव च मामेकमेव शरणं आत्मानं सर्वदेहिनां याहि सर्वात्मभावेन मया स्याह्य कुतो भयः. Radharani Mataji. Okay, you understand.
Hare Krishna. Translation. Therefore, my dear Uddhava, abandon the Vedic mantras as well as procedures of supplementary Vedic literatures and their positive and negative injunctions. Disregard that which has been heard and that which is to be heard. Simply take shelter of me alone, for I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead, situated within the heart of all conditioned souls. Take shelter of me wholeheartedly, and by my grace, be free from fear in all circumstances.
Yeah. So what he is concluding actually here. So tadevam tad abhishtatamam Sri Gopinam api sampraptim katayitva. So he explained. So sadhu sangha initially, then examples he gave. So various examples. Among that, so he showed the example of gopis, and he glorified the example of gopis and how they got the Lord back. I mean, how they got the Lord. So that is also he glorified and explained by using the bhava. That means they got. That also he explained. Then finally he is concluding here. He is concluding what? Oh, Uddhava. So that's why you don't dependent on the other sadhanas and leave all the pravrutti, nivrutti. That means you leave all the pravrutti marga, nivrutti marga, and all the questions, everything. And what you should do? Mamekam sharanam raja. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja. Leave everything and take my shelter. So this is, that means when you get the full shraddha, then you are here. This is Mamekam Sharanam Raja. Here. That we have to. We have to leave our dependency on all other things. Mamekam Krishna. Then one has to do with the Ananya Bhakti. With uninterrupted and unmotivated devotion. That is, when you fully surrender, then that is known as Ananya Bhakti, or otherwise uninterrupted. There is no break. All the time, then you are fully surrendered to the Lord means, then you have no other dependency on anything. पैसा थोड़ा कमा के बैंक में डालूंगा तो आगे जाके तो 4 जगह कलेक्शन करके बैंक में डालेंगे I will keep the money. So that will be useful for my old age. I may get diseases. And all these. So that means what it means, he is consciousness, his internal consciousness should be like that. It's not that he is not doing any planning or any activities. He might be doing activities, but where his Shraddha is, where is his consciousness? At any time, anything. Satprem Prabhu, please put off your mic. Mute it. Okay. So like this. Externally, he may show the examples or whatever. But internal consciousness should be this money, whatever I keep also is not going to save. My Lord is only the ultimate shelter. That 1 lakh you kept and you got the 10 lakhs rupees disease. What you'll do? Huh? Or maybe 10 lakhs you kept and you got the 1 crore rupees disease you got. What you'll do? So that's what you have to develop the consciousness. So my Lord is the protector and not this. So that kind of dependency is there in the heart. Then we are able to do, then we can do 24 hours bhakti purely. So that is he is demanding finally. Mamekam sharanam atmanam sarvadehina yahi sarvatma bhavena maya sya hyakuto bhayaha. So then when you surrender and if you do the ananya bhakti, then you will get the bhava. And by that bhava, you will reach back to the Godhead. So that's the surrenderance is the beginning. Surrenderance is not the ending. If you don't have surrenderance, then you will be doing the other bhakti, other things also. You will be practicing other sadhanas. Then you will be doing the Mishra sadhana. You are doing the Mishra sadhana. So that's the surrenderance is the beginning of the Ananya Bhakti. Shraddha is nothing but the complete surrenderance. Then you can do the completely bhakti, pure bhakti, because you fully surrender. Then you don't practice any other sadhanas, karma, gnana, and this. No. And by doing that, what? You will get the bhava. That is sarvato bhavena, sarvatma bhavena, maya syadha kuto bhaya. Yahi. Then finally reaching to the Bhagavad Prapti. This is. Okay. So you should. So whenever one comes to the Shraddha, then he will be living all practicing of karma gnana also. Gnana means practicing good qualities, doing austerities, doing the so-called, that means dana, that means charity, or the some kind of reading the this, that, all these also he will, because those are all also obstacles for the practicing of Ananya Bhakti. That's Madhyama Sadhaka. We discussed or not? Sadhakas are differentiated into 3. Avaram, Madhyama, and Uttama. Avaram means what? He doesn't have full Shraddha, that's why he is practicing along with Bhakti also, Karma, Gnana, and so on. Mr. Bhakti is. And Madhyama? He left all. Yes. And Uttama is who is in the Bhava. Yes, that. Okay, we'll go to the next 16th. Sri Uddhava Uvacha Samshayah Shunvato Vacham Tava Yogeshwareshwara Na Nivartata Atmasto Yena Brahmyati Me Manaha.
Translation. Sri Uddhava said, O Lord of all, Master of mystic power, I have heard your words, but the doubt in my heart does not go away. Thus, my mind is bewildered.
Like us. After hearing everything, so, O Lord of all masters of mystic power, I have heard your words, but the doubt in my heart doesn't go away. Nanivartata. Yena brahmyati me manaha. Chakra aa gaya. Means fully surrenderance. Chakra aayega ya nahi? Chakra to aayega hi. When we heard the full surrenderance, we will get. We think that we are fully surrendered. No, actually. Yes, we surrendered fully. So after full surrenderance, how to behave also you don't know. Well, we should know what is surrenderance. Anukulyasya sankalpam pratikulyasya varjana goptruptve rakshayishyati something. Goptruptve varnam. And also last one is, fifth one is what? Karpanya. Next shana, that means
Atmanikshepa.
Atmanikshepa. Yes, complete. So each word, how it is, and what is the elaborate explanation, and based upon the developing the consciousness, that is okay. Now let us see here. Purvam tavat Sri Bhagavata Maya Uditeshu इत्यादिना कर्म मिश्रा भक्ति रुक्ता ततस्य तत्परत्वे सति निवृत्तं कर्म सेवेत इत्यादिना सो सर्वमेव कर्म त्याजितं किंतु ज्ञान मिश्रा विहिता ज्ञानार्थम आत्मतत्व निरूपणं च सुष्ठु कृतं श्रीमद् उद्धवेनापि गुणेषु वर्तमानो अपि इत्यादिना पृष्ट्वा बद्ध मुक्त इत्यादिना श्री भगवदुक्तः सिद्धान्तः अवधारितः तत्तु ज्ञानं भक्ति विना न सिद्ध्यति इति स्वयं भगवते पुनः शब्द ब्रह्मणि निष्णात इत्यादिना उट्टंकितम्. सो श्रद्धालुरित्यादिना भक्तिं च दर्शयित्वा तस्य भक्तेः जन्मनि सिद्धौ च कारणं सत्संगेव इति दर्शितं पुनरुद्धवेन साधुः तवे इत्यादिना तौ विशेषतः पृष्टौ श्री भगवता च तौ उपदिश्य प्रायेण भक्ति योगेन इत्यादिना केवल सत्संग इति दृढीकृतः अतिशयैश्च तस्मात् त्वमुद्धव इत्यादिना कर्म च ज्ञानं च सम्यगेव त्याजितं तदेव यद्यपि संशय अवसरो नास्ति तथाप्यः संशयिति तव वाचं शृण्वतः अवधारयतः मम आत्मस्थं संशयः मया उदितेषु अवहित सो इत्यादिक अध्याय त्रय गत महावाक्यार्थ पर्यालोचन सामर्थ्यं न निवर्तता कुतः येन यतो मम मनो भ्राम्यति सो वैग्र्य विशेषाविष्टम् अस्ति तस्मात् पुनः सम्यक्त्वेन उपदिश्यताम् इति भावः. Completely confused, na, actually. Complete confusion means nothing actually. First what happened in the 10th chapter, you see, 10th chapter only, 10th, 11th, 12th, 3 chapters. We anyway, good, we are not taking the 7, 8, 9. So anyway, because no connection. Acha, I started also that only. So in these 3 chapters, you see first how it is started. In the 10th chapter, in the 9th chapter, 9th onwards we started, na? 10th onwards, 10, okay, 10th chapter. In 10th chapter we said Purvam Tava Sri Bhagavata Maya Udita Ityadishu Ityadina Karma Mishra Bhakti Rukta. First what? Karma Mishra Bhakti is said. Yes? Karma Mishra Bhakti is said. Then Tatascha Tatparatve Sati Nivrittam Karma Seveta. And then after that it is rejected, and so karma you leave it and come to the Nivritta. Yeah. So Maya Ityadishna, this is sloka from where? This is, one second. Here Maharaj numbers he gave this. So previously you spoke Karma Mishra Bhakti in 10.1. So that's the 10th chapter beginning. Maya. So 11th canto, the same 10th chapter. So the first sloka. You all remember? So we discussed this sloka, what kind of bhakti this is. Maya mayodite shvavahita swadharmeshu madashaya varnashrama kulachara charam akamatma samacharet. You remember this? I gave the task. So this can be the pure devotion also, this can be the Karma Mishra Bhakti also. Here madashraya, if you take this full surrender, then it is pure devotion. That means he is fully dependent on the Lord and he is doing the karma, varnashrama dharma, and also he is not having any attachment for those, and also he is following all the various devotional, direct devotional activities set by the Lord. Maya uditeshu swadharmeshu means those are all the devotional activities. That means 64 limbs. He is following the Sakshat Bhakti, he is following the Varnashrama without any attachment, and he is fully surrendered. Then it is Ananya Bhakti. But because he is fully surrendered. But if he is not fully surrendered, he is just dependent on the Lord, but he is following the all other also, then it is Karma Mishra Bhakti. This you remember or not? I don't know. Yesterday? It's not yesterday. It's many days back.
Prabhu, you mentioned that also by Bhakti Sandarbha when we discussed Swarup Siddha Bhakti. Can be?
That means this sloka, I discussed this sloka long back. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Karma Mishra Bhakti is said. Then after that, Tatascha Tatparatve Sati Nivritta Karma Seveta Ityadina. Nivritta Karma Seveta Ityadina, what is the sloka number? This is 4th. So that means one should become detached. One should become detached. So that means, so Kamya Karma he should leave. Pravritti Karma, Nivritti Karma. And Pravritti Karma is also 2 types. Pravritti Karma without any sin. Pravritti Karma with sin. Veda Vihita Karma. Doing the Pravritti Karma with, according to the Vedas, and doing the Pravritti Karma not following the Vedas. So he said that leave this Pravritti Karma and take up Nivritti Karma. So then we started, that means started coming this side actually, because not developing the fully, so he didn't develop the full Ananya Bhakti one should develop, but he came this side, and after that he explained the last stage, that means Nitya Mukta. Then after that, there he introduced Bhakti. So by doing like this, what happened? Complete Jnana is discussed, and after that Jnana is defeated, because even the Jivan Mukta cannot fix his consciousness on the Brahman without Bhakti. Then after that he came to the Ananya Bhakti. Very tactfully he came actually. Understood how it went? Tirumala? Respond. Okay. So then Nivritta Karmam Seveta Ityadina Sarvameva Karma Tyajitam Kintu. So Gnana Mishra Vihita. So then Gnana Mishra Bhakti is said. Gnana, practicing of Gnana Mishra Vihita. So Gnanardam Atma Tattva Nirupanam Cha Sustu. So, but he also explained for the getting the gnana. So, Atma, that means Atma Tattvardham Sustu Krutam Sri Uddhaven Gnana Artham, that means Atma Tattva Nirupanam Cha. So, Sustu Krutam. So, in this, that means Atma Nirupana he did very nicely. That means rejected the Karma Mimamsa, Jaimini Mimamsa. And then after that, in the 11th chapter, he explained about the Nitya Mukta, that means liberated soul. Yes, if you remember that. So, he said that also. Then Siddhyati Swayam Bhagavateva Punah Sabda Brahmani. Then finally, so when once that means Gnana, that Nitya Mukta stage he explained, then after Sabda Brahmani he introduced 18 sloka in the 11th chapter. Then Bhakti is important, he said. Then after that, Shabda Brahmani Nishnata Ityadina Uttankitam, so Shraddhalu Ityadina Bhaktimcha Darshitva. So then after that, so he said that Shraddhalu, this is Avara. That means then after that he said that bhakti one should practice, and also along the that was gnana mishra bhakti, that is along with the gnanas, so one should do the bhakti. That means bhakti became pradhana now. What he said, he established here. So gnana, that means nitya mukta stage is not the permanent. That means nitya mukta can be fall down also without bhakti. So that's why one should understand bhakti is prominent and practice the along with that gnana. Then he is now became the what? Gnana Mishra Bhakta. Before that, he is, if he using the bhakti to fix on his consciousness on the Brahman, then he is known as what? Bhakti Mishra Gnana. He is using bhakti as a tool. So, but he realized, oh, that means at that time, if you think, oh, if I don't do bhakti, then I am not able to fix my mind using this gnana sadhana. That means I should do the bhakti only main. Like that, that much if he understood, then he will turn into the bhakti.
Jnana Mishra Bhakti.
So Jnana Mishra Bhakti he will become. Okay, he will become a Jnana Mishra Bhakta. That he said, and then after that, that means he is practicing the Kripalu, that means all the good qualities and also Bhakti. Then he rejected. So my devotee, Madhyama Bhakta, he will leave the all those. Jnana also he will leave. That is also obstacle. Then he is coming to here. Yes, he explained this. Shraddhalu Rityadina Bhaktimcha Darshitva Tasyaha Bhaktehe Janmani Siddhocha Karanam Satsanga. And also he explained how one is becoming the bhakti, because here the Gnani should get the association of the Sadhu Sangha. So by the Sadhu Sangha only one can get the bhakti. So Sadhu Sangha Eveti Darshitam Punar Uddhavena Sadhuhu. So Tava Ityadina Tau Visheshitaha. So Prushto Sri Bhagavatacha Tau Upadishya Prayana Bhakti Yoga Nityadana Kevala. So then after that you see, so Sadhu Sangha is cause Gnani to become Bhakta. What is needed? Sadhu Sangha. So then after that, that kind of Bhakta, Gnana Mishra Bhakta should leave all those and he should do the, so purely, so devotion, Kevala. So then ultimately what he brought, Sadhu Sangha is the ultimate. Sadhu Sangha is the ultimate he brought. Person who started from here, Karma Mishra Bhakta, so how it came back, that you understood. Satsanga Evaiti Darshitam Punar Uddhavena Sadhu Tava Ityadina Tau Visheshta Prushto Sri Bhagavatacha Tau Upadishya Prayena Bhakti Yogena Ityadina Prayena Bhakti Yogena Ityadina Kevala Satsanga Eva Drudhikrutaha Atishayitascha. So Tasmat Tvam Uddhava Ityadina Karma Tasmat Tvam Uddhava. Where is this? This is the last sloka. Kya? Tasmat Tvam, yeah, 14th and 15th. So that means Tasmat Tvam Uddhava. That means therefore Uddhava, I explained all this. So what he said, you leave everything, Pravrutti, Nivrutti, Shrotavyam, Shrutam, everything. You leave and surrender to me. That means become full Shraddha, get full Shraddha, and so become my Ananya Bhakta. So Karma cha Gnanam cha Samyagyeva Tyajitam Tadeva Yadyapi so Samshaya Avasarah Nasti. So tatapya samshaya. So here finally Krishna said that leave everything and jnana and karma. So by association only is powerful and you become my devotee. So there is no need to get any doubt in this. This much he said. But here Uddhava got the doubt. What is that? Tava vacham shrunvatah avadharayatah mama atmastha samshaya maya uditeshu मयोदितेषु अवहित इत्यादिक अध्यायत्रयगत महावाक्यार्थ पर्यालोचन असामर्थ्यात्. That means Uddhava is not able to reconcile all this. You said performing all the karma. First here he started, no? Do all the dharmas which are told by me, and also do the, that means, so varnashrama activities without any desire. Like that all he said, and after that he said this, and after that this, and satsanga. And what is the main essence? Mahavakya means what is the main essence point? I am not able to understand. You please explain once again. You all understood, but Uddhava is not able to understand. You all understood, na? That means sadhu sangha is only the ultimate and bhava bhakti. But Uddhava was so confused actually here by hearing all this, because the diagram is not there. No, that's
Venu Gopal Prabhu did not teach him.
yes. Yes, I want that glorification. Yes. So because we want to hear once again glories of the bhakti, that's why. So Uddhava is representing so dull students like us, and just because Uddhava
Bhakti
is
Vedanta student.
yeah. Okay. Our Bhaktivedanta students are brilliant. So once again, so that's why he is asking question. It's nothing. It's not that he didn't answer. Samshaya atra tat tat prakarana nam eka tatparya grahena vaikalyam shrunvatah iti shrunvato api ityartha. So that means Uddhava is saying somewhere you said this gnana, that means leave the karma and practice the gnana, and nivritti karma you do, univritta marga you should follow, and you should do this, like that you said. So I'm not able to understand. Can you explain? But everything is in inline only. But just to get the more clarification, he asked one second question. So next you will see the 17th. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Sayesha Jeevo Vivara Prasutihi Pranena Ghoshena Guham Pravishtaha Manomayam Sukshmamupetya Rupam Matra Swaro Varna iti Stavishtaha. Tirumala, read. Sandhi Brahmani Prabhu. Okay.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Uddhav, the Supreme Lord gives life to every living being and is situated within the heart along with the life, air, and primal sound vibration. The Lord can be perceived in his subtle form within the heart by one's mind, since the Lord controls the minds of everyone, even great demigods like Lord Shiva. The Supreme Lord also assumes a gross form as the various sounds of the Vedas, composed of short and long vowels and consonants of different intonations."
Wow. Intonations. Sayesha Jeevo Vivara Prasutihi Pranena Ghoshena Guham Pravishtaha Manomayam Sukshmam Upetya Rupam Matra Swaro Varna iti Stavishtaha. Baba gave big commentary. My God. So there are two types of anxiety for himself and the gopis. Krishna He describes how he manifests himself as a sound of all Vedas in order to show that he is a shelter, the leader, and the meaning of all the Vedas. The description of four main chakras mentioned are in relation to the manifestation of the Vedas from Brahma. This is correlated with the description of in 10, 11, 11, 21, yeah, 38 to 40. Just as a spider, okay. So here how Lord is, that means different chakras, sound is transferred. First Muladhara chakra, how the sound is in the what form? In the form of Om, Avyakta form. It is Om. Om means Avyakta form. Then after that, Para, Prakriti, Pashyanti. These are the different forms. That Om is nothing but what? Lord himself. That sound vibration is coming from the Muladhara chakra, and it is mixing with the ideas of the Jiva. So then that is turning into the syllables, and finally through the tongue, Pashyanti. That means it is coming in the form of vowels. So ultimately Lord is establishing here himself as the, so the is a Muladhara. That means he is the origin of all the sounds. He is an origin of all the sounds. तस्मात् त्वम् उक्त्वा विसृजेत पर्यवसानं सर्ववेदार्थं पुनः संक्षेप तन्नेतृत्वं तदाश्रयत्वं च तथा विधे मयि वेति दर्शयितुं सर्वेषां वेदानां शब्दरूपेण स्वाविर्भावकरूपम्. Why Krishna is telling all of sudden this sound, how the sound is produced? What is the point here? कहाँ से लेके आए ये मूलाधार चक्र ये सभी sound vowels? What he is saying here? So the Supreme Lord also assumes a gross form as the various sounds of the Vedas composed of short and long vowels and consonants of different intonations. That means all the short, long, that means all the vowels, consonants, everything are the gross manifestation of the Lord only. So this is the point. Why it came here? What Uddhava asked and what he is saying. Is there any connection? Why this point he brought completely?
From the verse, it appears that Uddhava was confused with all the various systems of perfection that Krishna had explained, and he thought that he has to follow all of this. Whereas Krishna is explaining that I have used you as an instrument to teach these various processes to different followers. And as it is explained in the purport, Lord Krishna very lovingly and lightheartedly encourages him and saying that you are not supposed to follow this because you are already a pure devotee. So Krishna explains that part, and thereby he is saying that for different people in different levels of consciousness who take the guidance from the Vedas, how the Lord's personal presence is there in terms of the sound, in terms of the vowels and consonants, and that's how he's bringing them to the gradual attraction towards the Vedas, which is all himself. Vedascha sarvairahameva vidya. This is my understanding, Prabhu. Please correct me.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. So, Sarva Vedartham Punah Sankshepatah Tan Netrutvam Tadashrayatvam Cha Tada Vide. So, Mayyeva Iti Darshayitum. That means he wants to establish all the Vedas, the summary of all the Vedas. And also, all the Vedas are leading to which? That means to leading towards whom? And who is the shelter of all the Vedas? And what is the conclusion of all the Vedas? He wants to show that that is nothing but he himself. Sarvaihi Vedaihi Ahameva Vedyam. Sarvai Vedesha Ahameva Vedya. By all the Vedas, I should be known. So he wants to establish this. So ultimately, hey, Uddhav, whatever you heard till now, various processes I explained by me, karma, jnana, and also karma, jnana, mishra, and everything. So ultimately, what you heard, so those are all concluding in me. And to say this, he is concluding all Vedas are also. So the summary of all the Vedas, the conclusion of all the Vedas are also myself. And for that saying, this Vedic sounds, vowels and consonants, Vedas are comprised of vowels and consonants. They are also coming from me. Om. That is nothing but me. So what you didn't understand, you should understand. That means what he should understand? He wants to say that Mameka Sharanam Raja. He wants to bring this once again. What finally said, you should take shelter in me. Why I should take shelter? There are Vedas are saying to practice various sadhanas. Then he is describing all Vedas are also coming from me. Ultimately, I am. That's why Mamekam Sharanam Raja. Do Ananya Bhakti for me. That he wants to say. That's why he started. So making, that means from Abhi tumhai dikhata hu karke. So then that means he wants to show another way. That means now I will so make you to understand very clearly. So that's why he started telling about how this sound vibration, Vedas are nothing but sound vibration. It came from where? So that everything he wants to explain. Okay, I didn't see the time actually. So 3:20. Okay, we'll discuss. We'll discuss remaining 4 slokas, or not 4, 6 tomorrow and finished. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Venu Gopal ji ki jai. Venu Gopal Prabhu, we didn't receive any messages from the school about these lectures, you know. Yesterday
I told actually we have lack of, that means our staff, so they resigned actually job. So now I requested another person, another devotee to upload those. So he told that he will do.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long we need for that?
Time I don't know, so I let he will.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
So much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Final day of this schooling, we are trying to finish by the end of the May at any cost. After that, we'll be giving some self-study and some personal study. So May 30th can be the maximum. It's maximum. Yeah.
That means we will finish the 12th canto also till end of May.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And some exams, maybe it may not finish, so I will conduct exams through whenever you are there offline, so you can write exams. Okay. Syllabus will be finished, exams you can be given offline. And results actually in the last exam, so only 2 people passed, 2 people failed. So I will be sending those results also, and remaining results also will be getting everything. And thesis work Kanai Krishna Prabhu will lead. Maybe it may take some more months, few months, 5, 6 months. So we coordinate with him, and so he is going to do that. We'll wind up. Mainly closed book syllabus will be finished, and also question bank will be given. I'll be sending within 1 or 2 days this 11th canto, first 9 chapters, 10 chapters. First 10 chapters exam I'll be conducting. Next exam is this. And in the 10th canto, we have maybe few chapters. 50 onwards, I'll be taking exam for 20 chapters, because those are all simple chapters. Less questions only I will give, and I will finish that. 50 to 71 exam. So then after that, these are all stories actually. It's not much technicality also is there. And I think already you wrote the 70 to 80, or 75 to 85. 74 to 84 you wrote, and remaining 15 one exam, and the last chapter, last six chapters is one exam. Total 3 exams are there, and in this side actually Purvarda, another 2 exams will be getting from the 23 onwards to 33 and 32 to 50. Total 2 in the Purvarda, 3 in the Uttararda. 6. 33 I will take. देखते हो थोड़ा सा, हाँ वो तो 2 एग्जाम कर देंगे, देखा जाए, क्योंकि टफ है ना थोड़ा. You got 68. Only Ramakrishna Bro got 83, and Tirumala 50. What is that? 35. Tirumala. Satprem Bro 53. 3.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay.